Yuvan, the screen is visible now. Yuvan, my voice is audible. My voice is audible. Okay, ma. Yesterday I conveyed the notes to you. This is for regarding third unit, coding machinery. The complete full set of coding details available in this particular PPT. So you omit first three slides. This is for regarding for coding. In this picture, you see chute feed or aero feed system. Okay, please wait few minutes. Some more candidates not at join now, still now. Yuvan, how many people joined the class? All 19?
Sir, 3 more members have.
Okay, okay, no problem. I continue the class. Chute feed or aero feed system. After completion of blow room line, the opening cleaning is partly completed. The liquoring also cleaning and opening, individualization of the fiber, lab form converted to sliver form, and generating NEPs in the blow room line. The NEPs are removed in the cording as well as foam work. Okay, NEPs is an imperfection, entanglement of the fiber. Now we go for chute feed or aero feed system. Flock feeding system. Chute feed, the different name, aero feed, chute feed, and flock feeding system. Chute feed is a system of feeding small tuft of cotton fibers directly from the blow room through a series of cords arranged in a circuit through the pneumatic pipeline. So, in this line diagram, you see the blow room machineries after blow room, the pneumatic pipelines connected with the series of cords. That means series of cords means 7 to 10 cords. One blow room line, one sculpture unit is able to supply 7 to 10 number of cording machines. Okay. The series of cord means 7 to 10 cords attached with one blow room line. Okay. Yes, circuit. Circuit means is a continuous flow of current, here continuous flow of material. Arranged in the series form, arranged in the line form, arranged in the circuit form. So this is the schematic diagram. So the blow room output, input of cording machines, line of cording machines, series of cording machines, connected, interconnected with the pneumatic pipeline. Okay. Here the flock feeder, the chute feed, how to work. A condenser of the pneumatic pipeline suck the material from blow room and deliver it to the flock feeder through the pneumatic pipeline by the way of filling trunk. So here you see the schematic diagram of flock feeder. Here the rectangular duct arrangement and some of the feeding rollers, 3 or pair of feeding rollers and condensing rollers. This is glass door and material flow. Here the direction of material flow. Suppose material is required, the level of filling the duct is come down for 2 to 3. Sir, one. சார் சொல்லுங்க சார், கிளாஸ்ல இருக்கேங்க சார். சொல்லுங்க சார், என்ன மேட்டருங்கிறது சொல்லுங்க. நான் 12 to 12 ஆன்லைன் கிளாஸ் பிபிஎஸ்பி போயிட்டு இருக்குது. ரைட்டுமா, ஓகே. கிளாஸ் இருக்கு. So the condenser in the pneumatic pipeline suck the material from the blow room and delivered into the flock feeder through the pneumatic pipeline by the way of filling duct. Suppose here some of the sensor system available. The material according to the requirement material filling. Suppose the glass duct is fully filled by the material. Here one swing door is available in the port number 2. Nearby port number 2, flock door or swing door is available. According to the material requirement, sensor control the swing door opening and closing. So now in this way the material fill in the flock feeder, and this direction the material go and enter the cording feeding zone, feed roller, and then for liquoring zone enter one by one. Okay, so a condenser in the pneumatic pipeline suck the material from the blow room and delivers it to the flock feeder through the pneumatic pipeline by the way of filling the duct. So the pneumatic pipeline by base of air current, already we discussed the negative water column and positive water column, and suction pressure is the negative water column and blowing pressure is the positive water column. The measurement of water column by the tube hose, the water level measurement, you have a lengthy hose, one end attached with the duct pipe, the remaining end you allow free. Now water is filling the tube level is increasing. The difference between initial reading and the final reading, you get the water column. If it is moving upward is the positive water column, if moving downward is the negative water column. In this way you calculate the water column pressure. Okay, so here one point, the advantage of flock feeding system or tube feeding system over the lab feeding system. Okay, this area is important. Sometimes they ask 13 mark question. What are all the advantages of flock feeding or tube feeding system over the lab feeding system? In this way they ask examination question. So now the answer is the advantage of flock feeding or tube feeding system is the automatic continuous feed directly linked with the blow room eliminates the lab formation. This increases the working efficiency of the blow. Please wait. So the advantage of flock feeding or tube feeding system, the automatic continuous feed directly linked to the blow room line eliminates the lab formation. This increases the working efficiency of the blow room. The main power requirement of doffing, lab, weighing, and the transportation to the cording, feeding at the cording is eliminated. The processing of rejected lab in the blow room is totally avoided. The fibers are feed the cord in loose sheet from loose sheet form as against the compressed form, so that trace particles can be easily extracted from the fibers by the cording action. So those are all the advantages. The automatic continuous feed directly linked to the blow room eliminates the lab formation. In the lab feeding system in blow room, we continuously take frequent interval every 5 minutes or 6 minutes time duration. Again and again the lab doffing is come, so it will affect the efficiency of the blow room. And then the labor force, the number of labors are also increasing. Suppose we attached with the tube feeding system in the card, the structure attend per shift 3 to 4 people, we avoid. Lab transporters is also avoid, so reduce the labor cost. The main power requirement in the doffing of lab, weighing and transportation to the cording, feeding at the cord is totally eliminated. Suppose During the time of transportation of the lab, the probability of damage of labs may be occur. So we again reprocess the same material. So the material reprocess means again pre-opening and cleaning and net generation is possible. So it definitely affect the quality deterioration. Quality and quality deterioration may become. And power requirement during the time of doffing, more power required operating the doffing motor and additional work for weighing the lab. We maintain the tolerance. Suppose the 15 kg is the standard lab weight, plus or minus 100 we allow. That means 4,900 kgs to 15,000 15.1 kg we allow. So the weighing is also the work. So the workforce may be reduced for implementing the tube feeding or block feeding system. The processing of rejected lab in blow room is avoided. The fiber are feed to the cord in loose seat as against the compressed form, so the trash particles easily extracted from the fibers by the cording action. So the fibers are feed to the cord in the loose seat form as against the compressed form, so that the trash particles can be easily extracted from the fibers by the cording action. The advantages of feeding or tube feed system: the excessive sliver irregularities due to the lab leaking during the high humidity, double lab feeding, lab splitting, lab piecing, etc. are eliminated. Here, this point is very, very important point. Some of the technical data come here. The excessive sliver irregularities due to the lab leaking. What is meant by lab leaking? Lab leaking means a lab folding. During the time of processing, labs may be folded. It creates some irregularities. That is lab leaking due to high humidity. We fix the standard relative humidity department wise. The blow room and cording, we fix the standard relative humidity percentage comes around 55. In the preparatory area, comber and pre-comber and drawing area go for 55 to 60% RH. In simplex and spinning, we maintain 55% RH. In autoconer, we maintain 60 to 65% RH. Suppose the abnormally increase or decrease the relative humidity percentage, what happens is the machinery performance come to deteriorate, either roller lapping or lap leaking, and it deteriorate the running performance of both spinning and pre-spinning process. So the humidity department wise standard we maintain. How to maintain the humidity? We have a humidification plant system. Suppose the department temperature is raised, we operate pumps and the water particles in the pumps we run, as well as the humidification fans are also run. So both operation of fans and pump, the water particles are spray inside the department. So the water particles observe the high temperature. So the temperature come down. The wet pulp and the dry pulp temperature ratio is relative humidity. Okay. Based on that, we operate according to the relative humidity, dry pulp temperature and wet pulp temperature. We plan to operate pump or fan. Only fan you run, it maintain the same temperature in the same atmospheric temperature inside the department. The hot airs are come out and fresh air enter the department. So only fan running, the fresh air come inside and the dry air come out. During the time of pump running, the water particles enter the air and it try to reduce the temperature according to our requirement. Suppose the inside department is very, very chill comparing to atmospheric temperature, inside the department temperature come little bit low. That means the RH is very higher. How to adjust it? That means a dry air or returner. In the returner, we operate the same air process against the department. So it maintain the temperature in the atmospheric temperature or more than atmospheric temperature. The same air is rotating again and again inside the department. So in this way, we maintain the humidity values and a double lap feeding. This is a manual error, double lap feeding. Nowadays, auto levelers are available in coding, so the double lap is 100% eliminated. But in the non-auto leveler coding and the lap feeding system, the double lap may be occur. That means 400 grams per yard is the weight of the lap. Suppose double lap means 800 grams per yard. That is very big irregularity. So avoid the double lap feeding by the chute feed or flag feeding system. Lap splitting. Splitting means what? The lap is split to two parts. So one part is heavy, other part is lighter or finer. So the irregularities may be arise. So the lap splitting is one of the fault. And lap piecing, etc. Lap piecing means suppose the lap breaks, it creates some irregularity. Again, we piecing. During the time of lap break, thin places are creation. During the time of lap piecing, what happens is the thick place may be created. So those are eliminated. So in this point, a highly important point, excessive sliver irregularities due to the lap leaking during high humidity, double lap feeding, lap splitting, lap piecing, etc. are completely eliminated in the flock feeding automation system. If you go for manual, we face the some of the difficulties and problematic activities. That is lap leaking due to high humidity, double lap feeding, lap splitting, and lap piecing, etc. are completely eliminated by the flock feeding or chute feeding system. Then compared to the lap feed, there is a reduction of 1% CV in the flock feeding sliver. 1% CV is excellent. Below 1% is much more excellent. So we avoid the manual feeding, automatic machine feeding result very minimum coefficient of variation of weight per yard or weight per unit length of the material. Then compared to the lap feed, there is a reduction of CV 1% in the flock feeding system of the cod sliver. Crushing the foreign material seed, bits and other trash particles during calendering and the difficulty of removing subsequent process is reduced. So the crushing of foreign material. What is foreign material? What is the definition of foreign material? Other material present in the cotton lint. That means cotton fiber lint is the virgin material. Seed is also virgin. The leaf particles, sand particles, dust, dirt are called as foreign metals, foreign material. Crushing of foreign material, it creates so many issues because the contaminant size is 4 mm diameter or a bit of contaminant is 4 mm. During the time of crushing by the compression of two rollers, steel roller or rubber roller, whatever it may be, or during the time of beating, the contaminants are subjected to crushing. That means the 4 mm particles splitting so many particles, very, very micron diameter or micron size particles are splitting due to compression. Crushing of foreign material, seed bits and other trash particles during the calendering and the difficulty to removing subsequent processes reduced. Here, very, very less compression we give in the lap roller and feed roller area. So the foreign materials are not crushing. So the materials are easily removed in the carding and former stage. That is very, very important. Crushing of foreign material, seeds, bits, and other trash particles during calendering, and the difficulty of removing subsequent process is reduced. So here, very, very less pressure we give only in the block feeding and tube feeding area. Then some of the disadvantages and limitations of tube feeding system is given below. Okay, so please wait few minutes. Nineteen out of 19 come. Please wait a few minutes. The disadvantages or limitations of tube feeding system is given below. Blow room should run the same number of hours per week as the cording do. This is one of the main drawback. You attach 7 to 10 cord in a series or a circuit or a line flow. If the blow room machine stop any maintenance reason, the cording, the total number of cording is also affected. So 7 to 10 number of cords, productivity also totally shut down or come down. So this is the main disadvantage. The blow room should run the same number of hours per week as the cord. So if the blow room line run, the cording simultaneously run. Otherwise, it is very difficult. In the lab feeding system, the blow room and cording run separately. No connectivity between the blow room and cording. We feed manually the lab material in the cording machine. So here, the tube feeding or block feeding interconnected with the blow room machinery and cording machinery. So during the time of running of cording hours is equalize the cording running hours. If the blow room is stopped, the material supply totally cut. So the carding machine also stopped. Any breakdown maintenance or preventive maintenance we conduct in the blow room area, the carding machines are totally shut down. 7 to 10 carding machines totally affected. So this is one of the drawback. The carding production must kept excessive to assure the continuous feed to the draw frame at the time of stoppages of blow room due to maintenance or unavoidable problems. Now you understand the point clearly. The cord production must be kept excessive to assure the continuous feed to the draw frame at the time of stoppages at blow room due to the maintenance and other unavoidable problems. The tube feed system controls the short-term variation but not the medium-term variation. The tube feed controls the short-term variation but no long-term variation. What is meant by short-term variation and what is meant by long-term variation? You know the classification of yarn fault. In the previous semester, basic textile technology, you already studied. The classmate fault analysis is a classification of yarn faults. The A1 to A4, B1 to B4, C1 to C4, D1 to D4 category or a short, thin, thick fault. So, EF fault or EF fault, G fault or long thick fault. Okay, EFG fault or long thick fault. I and J comes under thin fault. I comes under short thin fault and J comes under long thin faults. Okay, this is the classification of fault. Different classification of fault. The fault size and fault diameter is based on the classification of fault. Now, what is long-term fault and short-term fault? Medium-term fault. Within 10 centimeter, the fault is called as short-term fault. Every 10 centimeter, one fault may come in the yarn stage or sliver stage. Every 10 centimeter, one thick place come. Every 10 centimeter, one thick place come. This is the short-term variation. Thick or thin place, whatever it may be. This is the short-term variation. up to 10 centimeter, the short time variation. Now, the other point, the short time variation is over, go for medium time variation. Up to 100 meters of yarn is comes under the medium time variation. 100 meter, 101 meter to 1 kilometer, that is the long term variation. Here, you understand the chute system control the short time variation. That means below 10 centimeter fault are controlled by the chute feeding or flock feeding system, but not the medium term. That means uh, 11 centimeter to 100 centimeter fault, they never control the chute feeding system. Like this, you understand. And the long time variation as well as kilometer length, every kilometer frequently occurring of some faults, that is also unavoidable by the chute feeding system. Chute feeding system concentrate only the short time variations. A reliable check on the nominal count can be established in the lab forming system by controlling the total lab weight and the CV value of the weight per unit length. There is no control in the chute feeding system. In the lab feeding system, we are closely monitoring the total lab weight the between lab CV and within lab CV. If any variation occur, we reject the lab and reprocessing once again. That we give a tolerance. That means 15 kg is the standard weight, 14.9 kg is the lower limit, and 15.1 kg is the upper limit. So the plus or minus 100 grams we allow, plus or minus 120 or 150, we eliminate or reject the lab. This is applicable for lab delivery, lab taken system. But in the case of chute feeding, no control point. But the auto leveler, we deployed auto leveler in the coding machine that controlled feed and delivery. That is different issue. But you directly feed the chute feeding system, the weight per unit length may be there. Okay, we are not able to control that particular point. Now the coding, the necessity of coding. Please wait few minutes. I already gave some technical points. What are all the application of coding machine? Lab form converted to sliver form. Lab form converted to sliver form is an important one. Then for individualization of the fiber. The fibers are individualizing in the coding zone. Between the coding wire points and flat wire points, what happens is every individual fibers are individualized. Then the short fibers are removed and good fibers are transferring to the dopper zone. So in this way, the coding is operated. The material conversion, opening and cleaning, individualization of the fiber, removing the short fibers, removing the entanglement of the fibers, or removing the nets. So this is the application of coding machine. Here you see, it is considered by the experts, the coding is the heart of the spinning mill. The statement well coded is an off spinning demonstrate the immense significance of the coding machine for the final result of the spinning operation. The coding is an operation where the tuft conditions of the fibers is converted to the individual fiber form. The coding is very important process because unless the fibers are separated into individuals, they cannot be spun into the smooth or uniform yarns. Neither can they blended properly with the other fibers. So the individualization of the fiber is very, very important. The necessity of coding is over. Now the objective of coding. Opening to the individual fibers. That means opening and cleaning, and individualization of the fibers, cleaning. Elimination of dust, foreign matters, dirt particles. mixing and blending. Already we go homogeneous mixing in the Uniblock and some other machinery. Meanwhile, the mixing and blending again in the coding machine. Disentanglement of nets. What is the definition of net? Net is an entanglement of the fiber. Disentanglement means the entanglements are removed and nets are completely removed, nets are completely eliminated. Disentanglement of the fiber is called as nets. So you corrected the disentanglement of the fiber. That means removing the nets. You write like this. Elimination of short fibers. Short fibers are completely eliminated in the cording and flats area. The flat strips we have a short fiber only. The sliver formation, lab form converted to sliver formation. What is meant by fiber orientation? Orientation and crystallinity. You now you study the characteristics of textile fibers in this area. The orientation of the fiber, the arrangement of the fiber, the terms are coming like this: the crystallinity of the fiber, amorphous of the fiber. What is meant by orientation? Orientation means the fibers are parallelly arranged. The fibers are orient one direction. The fibers are oriented clockwise direction. The fibers are reverse in the anti-clockwise direction. So the orientation. What is meant by crystallinity? The crystallinity is nothing but is a porosity of the fiber. And the molecular structure, if the molecular structure is arranged in the closed compact structure, is called as a high crystallinity. Almost all the man-made fibers except regenerated cellulose fibers are in this category. In this belongs this category. For example, the polyester fiber is a highly crystalline fiber. The polyester fiber maximum application for the wearing material, for sarees, sudidar tops and bottoms and other applications. In the shirting and suiting, we consume the polyester fiber. So the polyester is a very important fiber in the commercial applications. The fiber crystallinity is related to polyester fiber. What is the moisture content of polyester fiber? Polyester fiber moisture content is 0.2 to 0.5 because the pores are very, very less in the polyester fiber. It's a closed compact structure. In the material science point of view, is comes under hexagonally closed packed structure. Some of the metals and polymers are belongs to the HCC and BCC structure. Some of the materials, metals and polymers comes under the category of hexagonally closed packed structure. Hexagonally closed packed structure is very, very compact structure. The polyester polymers, polyethylene terephthalate is the raw resin of polyester fiber. That material comes under the category of high crystalline material. So that category is closely compact structure, hexagonally closed compact structure. So the wet processing of polyester is very, very difficult. The affinity of dye step only dispersed dye and the temperature maintained in the dye bath is very higher. That means TG temperature. 165-degree temperature we maintain in the dye bath. Then only the pores are open in the polyester fiber. The dye steps are penetrating the polyester fiber. The material, the dye material is forming the part of the fiber. So the wasp phosphorus and sunlight phosphorus is very higher in the polyester fiber or fabric. So that areas are comes under chemical processing of textile material for 5th semester and 6th semester. You don't worry about that, but you clearly understand the concept and morphological characteristics of different textile fibers. If it is a cotton or blast fiber or protein-based fibers like silk and wool, or man-made fibers in the case of regenerated cellulose fibers, viscose rayon, acetate rayon, and cupramonium rayon. Meanwhile, the polyester is one of the important classification of the textile fibers for the bearing application. Then we go for a polynostic category, nylon 6 and nylon 6.6. Those nylon 6 and 6.6 are not commercially important for wet processing. Their application is different. The nylon material used in the tire cord applications, as well as some of the nylon nets and sports boots like this. So the nylon wet processing is not commercially important. And acrylic fibers are available. That is alternate fiber for wool, protein-based fibers. The remaining fibers are in the other than bearing purpose, the high density polyethylene, low density polyethylene. That fibers are comes under the category of man-made fibers. So some of the high crystalline fibers, other than bearing purpose, other application, if it is a packing material or something like that. In the blast fiber category, chewed fiber we utilize for packing material. Then the other, some of the high performance fibers are available. The carbon fiber, glass fiber, and ceramic fibers like basalt fiber, Kevlar fiber. Those are comes under high performance fiber category, used for some industrial applications in the construction industry or some other industry. So those are industrial application fibers. So you clearly understand the morphological characterization of different textile fibers. So the fiber orientation. Fiber orientation means individual fibers are arranged closely compact structure. So that term is called as fiber orientation. So the sliver formation, that means lap form converted to sliver form, elimination of short fiber by means of individualization of the fiber between the cylinder zone and the flat cylinder zone. The flat between the cylinder make an individualization of the fiber and removing short fiber from the cotton surface from the web area by means of stripping. The disentanglement of fiber, you eliminate the word nibs, you corrected. Entanglement of nibs is meaningless. Entanglement of fibers, removal of nibs. That means removal of nibs. The nib, the definition of nib is entanglement of the fiber. Okay. Mixing and blending, that automatically comes up during the time of block feeding and Lickering zone. Materials are again and again tumbling and blending. Elimination of duct and other foreign materials, dust, opening and cleaning, individualization of the fiber. Those are all the objective of the cording machinery. Now, what is the time now? Please wait. The time is 12:36. 12:50 we complete the class. Now you see the schematic diagram, the line diagram of cording machinery. Give the part name also, you refer it separately. Here you see the different zones. Here you clearly understand this area, I enlarge this area. This area is feeding zone. The Lickering, the lap roller available here. This is the feeding zone area. Under Lickering region is Lickering undercasing. The port number 5 and port number 6 is the Lickering undercasing and Lickering under feed roller. Those comes under the category of Lickering zone, Lickering region. Then for cording region, here I enlarge this diagram, this schematic diagram. This is the cording region or individualization region. This is between port number 8 and 10. Port number 8 is a cylinder, port number 10 is flat. So the individualization action between the flats and cylinder, here the individualization is done. Now for cording region and then for coiling region and condensing region. One more thing, here the material transfer is occurring. The materials are removed from the cording wire, cylinder wire surface to upper wire surface. Here, no cleaning or opening, only material transfer. This setting is very, very close, 4 thou only. Here, the setting is 7 thou. liquor in between the cylinder because the materials are totally condensed. Here the material comes very close to compact stage, very thin material come only. So accumulate a 40-inch width material to convert it into sliver. This is the material transfer zone or dopper zone. Here the material transferring from the cylinder surface to dopper surface. You see the enlargement of this figure. The wire points are arranged in opposite direction. The dopper wire point is arranged in opposite direction against the cylinder wire point. Dopper wires are rotating anti-clockwise and cylinder rotating clockwise. Then the material passes through the calender roller and coiler calender roller also. Here the coiler calender roller available. So this is the delivery area. The web form converted to sliver form by means of condensing. Now you understand clearly the passage of material through the carding and the passage of material through the card. Here you see the schematic diagram of tube feeding system. The passage of material through the card. Now you see the flock feeding attachment. Flock feeder, we have a condenser and fan and the material transfer to the bottom area. And now the 3 liquorins are available. Continuous 3 liquorins are available. So the mote knife liquorin 3 pairs, 3 sets. After completion of liquorin, the liquorin zone, mote knives are available in the bottom of the liquorin as well as liquorin undercasing. The 50% of liquorin undercasing seat form, the slot form. The remaining 50% of undercasing is perforated seat. In the cylinder undercasing area, you remove the undercasing, you clearly see the perforated seat and slots. Now here the 3 liquorins attached ensure more opening and cleaning, and then material goes to cylinder zone and flat area. During this time, individualization of the fiber is possible. Now, what is the time now? 12:41, only 9 minutes remaining. So, any clarification, feel free, ask me. Otherwise, we discuss next class. Here, once again, I explain. Here, you see the liquorin undercasing area. Some of the serrated plates and some of the protruding perforated seats are also available. Here, the flat setting flats from this part is called as a flat. Here to here, this part is called as a flat. So the individualization between the cylinder wire points and the flats is called as cording action. Point to point action. Point to point action is a individualization action or cording action. The stripper roller is available and the stripping knife is also available. The short fibers deposited in the flat surface are completely removed after crossing the flat and cylinder. The material transferred to the dopper zone. Now the India roll or web roller or condensing rollers available here. Here we use the trumpet. Here you see the trumpet, and this roller is a calender roller. This is some of the gauge rollers, and finally reach the coiler. This is the top coiler and bottom coiler. Top coiler again subjected to condensing roller, calendering roller, top coiler, calender roller. The draft between this roller and coiler calender roller. That means calender roller and coiler calender roller is almost from 1.08 to 1.2 or 1.1 or 1. So in this cording machine, you multiply actual production multiply by 1.08 or 1.1 multiply by the tension draft. Calculation part we concentrate the separate class. After arrival of lateral entry, we go through the calculation part, because the calculations are very arithmetic, easy calculation and very interesting one. the same formula is repetition, and some of the figures are given, some of the figures are unknown figures, some twisting and unavailability of data. You assume or calculate reverse using the reverse calculation. So that area is very, very interesting area. The production, draft calculation, twist calculation, production calculation, machinery balancing, everything comes under our syllabus. We will discuss later in the calculation part. Calculation part, it will take nearly 10 days. So if I teach you, I again teach the lateral entry students. So we concentrate only one time for calculation. That calculation is very, very essential throughout your textile career. If you are an efficient textile engineer, if you go for a merchandiser in the garment area, or a designer in the handloom textiles, or you are a spinning master, or a weaving master, you go spinning mill or weaving mill, whatever it may be, the spinning calculation and the production calculation, machinery balancing, and the casting of textile material, casting of yarn, fabric, and wet processing, those are very, very essential. Nowadays, in Tirupur, the skilled technician requirement is very, very high. So you satisfy some of the important companies' technical kits, you get a very quick 3 to 4 years in the higher position. If you are a merchandiser or a spinning master or a weaving master or a quality control manager, whatever it may be, you improve your technical knowledge in the calculation part, the machinery balancing system, and different textile materials characterization, and the latest state of art of testing instrument as well as production machineries. You concentrate in this particular areas, you are definitely surveying any type of textile oriented jobs. Okay, now what is the time now? Time is 12:45. So any clarification, feel free, ask me. Yesterday I sent the PowerPoint presentation regarding unit 2. I already sent. Go through it. Is simply an understandable one. Now we complete nearly 10 to 20% of this part. So we will continue. கௌதம், ஒரு 5 minutesல வந்துருவனுங்க. ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் இருக்க சொல்லிருங்க, நான் வந்துடுறேங்க. டைம் ஆயிருச்சு. 12:50க்கு எனக்கு கிளாஸ் முடிஞ்சிருங்க. நான் ஒரு 2 நிமிஷத்துல அங்க வந்துடுறேன். 12:50 வரைக்கும் இருக்க சொல்லுங்க, நான் பார்த்துட்டு அனுப்பிச்சிடுறேங்க. சரிங்களா? ஓகே. So the third year, 5th semester, I handle quality evaluation of fiber and yarn laboratory. So your class merge with this class. So 10:45 to 12:45, I am available only in laboratory, but taking the technology of pre-spinning classes, I am available in cabin. So we will manage. Now I go to testing laboratory. You go through this slide. This slide is very, very interesting in the coding area. So the technology of pre-spinning is very interesting subject. After arrival of lateral entry student, we go for calculation area also. Very simple arithmetic calculations, the equation based calculation, squaring and square root, some very, very simple logics we implement that calculation part. Okay, so now the time is 12:47. Any clarification regarding this session, feel free ask. I give assignment to you in the 2 to 3 days. Okay, within 2 to 3 days, I give some assignments. Okay, any clarification? Ramya, Isa, any clarification? Ask me. Yuvan? Any clarification? Balamurugan, tell me.
No doubt, sir.
Okay, ma. Okay, ma. You are all are expert in the technology of pre-spinning process. Okay. In the CDF subject, how many units completed? 1 unit or 2 unit or 1.5 units? How many units complete? You want? Your voice is not audible. Oh, okay, ma. Oh. We taking extra minutes. That means 12 to 12:55 or 12:58. In the Teach Me tab, it converted in. Okay. Day after tomorrow, class schedule 3 to 3:50, I think. Okay. So we will meet again Thursday's class 3 to 3:50. Okay. Now we wind up the class. Ma. வந்தாச்சுமா ஒரு நிமிஷம் வந்துடுறேன் வந்துடுறேன்